Learning all 12 English tenses sounds, well, kind of awful, right? Like something you just have to memorize. But what if it wasn't about complex rules at all? What if it was just about understanding a simple family story? Let's dive in and see how one father's plan can make grammar make sense. All right, so let's set the scene. Our story starts with a father, we'll call him Baba Tense, and he has three sons, present, past, and future. But there's a huge problem. These guys are always fighting. They can't agree on a single thing, and it's basically tearing the family apart. And this is really the heart of the issue. Present is always focused on the now. So he only says is. Past, well, he can only talk about what was. And future is completely fixated on what will be. This constant clashing just created this massive divide in the family. So you can imagine this was causing Baba Tens a ton of stress. Seeing his family so broken up, he knew he had to figure out a way to bring his sons together before they fracture the family for good. Feeling desperate, Baba Tense went to see a wise man, and this advisor came up with a really clever solution: an unbreakable will. Now, this plan wasn't designed to just force his sons to get along, but more to, well, guide them toward working together. So here's the plan. The will had three really powerful conditions. First, the firstborn child of each brother had to have the exact same name. Second, this rule applied to all the kids that came after them. And third, the real kicker, the brothers had to agree on these names together. Cooperation was now basically built into the family's DNA. Okay, so with the will in place, a whole new chapter for the family begins. The brothers get married, and as a new generation is about to arrive, their father's master plan is finally going to be put to the test. So here they are, our three fathers, present, past, and future. For the sake of our story, just think of them as the primary tenses. They're the foundation of this whole family tree, so we'll mark them in green. Before long, Present's first child was born, and because he was bound by the will, he had to go talk to his brothers. For the very first time, they were actually forced to sit down at the same table and work toward a common goal. After a lot of discussion, they finally agreed on a name: Indefinite. And true to the will, when past and future had their first kids, they honored that agreement. And just like that, the first generation was named. As time went on, a second child was born to each of the brothers. And once again, the will called on them to put their differences aside and find a name they could all get behind. For their second-borns, they chose the name Continuous. With each new kid, the family wasn't just growing, but you could tell their sense of unity was getting stronger too. And yup, the pattern continued. A third child was born to each brother. What started out as this annoying requirement from a will was actually turning into a really meaningful family tradition. For their third children, they just settled on the name Perfect. By this point, they weren't just following rules anymore. They were actually building a shared legacy together. So, as they were all getting ready for the birth of their fourth children, it's like a light bulb went off for the brothers. They finally understood the true genius behind their father's plan. They had this big realization. The will was never just about names. No way. It was designed to make them sit together, talk to each other, and build something brand new. It turned all their division into a foundation for unity. So, to honor this big epiphany, they did something really special for their fourth child. Instead of just inventing a new name, They combine the names of their second and third kids, merging perfect and continuous to symbolize their whole journey. And here it is, the complete family. 12 grandchildren, born from 3 brothers who are once totally at odds, now united by their father's wisdom. 12 distinct tenses, each one with a clear, logical family connection. Baba Tense's plan? It was a complete success. Okay, so now that we get the family story, the grammatical rule for naming all the tenses becomes, well, surprisingly simple. It all comes down to one easy convention. The rule is simply this: father's name plus child's name. That's it. For example, if the father is present and the child is indefinite, the full name becomes present indefinite. The logic is baked right into the family structure we just laid out. All right, ready to test it out? Let's do a super quick quiz to see this family naming system in action. Let's try one. If the father is past and the child is perfect, what's the full name of the tense? Go on, take a second. That's right, it's past perfect. The father's name is past, and the child's name is perfect. Simple, isn't it? Let's do one more. If the father is future and the child is continuous, what is the full name of that tense? Future continuous, of course. See, we've just unraveled the 12 English tenses by reimagining them as a family story. It really makes you wonder, what other complex ideas out there are just waiting for the right story to make them simple?